Tonight, Local 2 investigates Metro's plans for mass transit. 4 years ago, Houstonians approved the construction of a light rail system to run through specific areas. But critics claim Metro's not holding up its end of the deal. Investigative reporter Robert Arnold has been checking out these claims, and he joins us now live with what he's uncovered. Robert.
What we voted on in 2003 was Metro's mass transit plans for the entire area. Metro officials say they're fulfilling that promise. Critics argue Metro's changed the plan after it got the votes, and it's an argument that may wind up in court. From his burger business on North Main, Mario Umanzor watched the Main Street rail line being built shortly after the 2003 vote. Now that Metro is about to begin construction on a line through his neighborhood and in front of his business, he's wondering if he got what he voted for.
If people would have known about all this, probably things would have been different.
One of the lines on the 2003 referendum is North Hardy, and some North Side residents like Umanzor took that to mean
down North Hardy Street.
They said I was going to be in another location.
I think that everybody would think that if it says North Hardy, it was going to be on North Hardy.
That line is actually going to run from University of Houston downtown along North Main, Boundary, and Fulton out to North Line Mall.
No idea at all.
Look at the route again. Residents complain there's only 5 stops between downtown and North Line Mall, forcing them to walk longer distances to homes and businesses than they do with regular buses.
The elderly that commute through here daily, I just don't believe it's going to work.
Plus, Metro has to acquire more than 100 whole and partial properties to make room for the line. Christina Solis opened her taqueria on Fulton a year ago and wonders how the line will affect her business.
They're going to take parking, they're going to take access, to the front door, so we're having to make another door.
Since 2001, Metro has held over 150 meetings with groups and individuals regarding the North Corridor.
Metro Board Chairman David Wolf argues the people we spoke with are only a vocal minority.
If you stop it because 3% or 5% or 10 or 12% are against it, you're never going to get anything done.
But Northside isn't the only complaint.
Metro needs to honor their word, and I'm going to be sure to help Metro keep their word.
The line on the 2003 referendum titled West Park is in Houston Congressman John Culberson's district. Metro's proposed line has it running down West Park till it dead ends, then north on Cummins and east on Richmond into downtown.
They will not build it on Richmond because Richmond was not on the ballot. West Park was on the ballot.
Culberson wants the line to run down West Park, then to a trench along the Southwest Freeway.
Congressman Culberson's up in Washington, and I hope he's doing a good job there, but he's out of touch with what's happening locally.
While Culberson's firm stance is keeping Metro from moving forward with this part of the project, Wolf is unfazed.
I think a lot of John's power really derived from slipstreaming on Tom DeLay, and we know what happened to Tom DeLay.
In the real world, bait and switch doesn't work. In Metro's world, it won't work because we're going to make sure we put a stop to that.
Houston attorney Andy Taylor claims these changes violate the 2003 vote. He points to this language in the referendum, which calls the vote binding and may not be repealed, altered, or rescinded without voter approval.
I think that we're very much complying with the referendum, so I think that's a non-issue.
Wolf points to another part of the referendum that reads final scope, length of rail segments or lines, and other details will be based upon demand and community input.
The referendum called for us to be open specifically to community input. Those words are in there. Now, if you're open to community input, you might make changes.
But one of the biggest changes comes as Metro is about to break ground on these and 2 other lines. The lines won't be light rail as promised to voters. They'll be bus rapid transit, or BRT.
Where's that on the ballot?
So, what is bus rapid transit, and how did we get that instead of light rail? We'll have those answers, Metro's explanation, and the mayor's take on all of this. Our investigation continues tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. Rachel?
So, Robert, when Metro took its plan to the voters back in 2003, didn't it also promise to increase the bus service by 50%?
Yes, it did. The Metro board in place during that 2003 election did make that promise, but that has not happened. The current Metro board says there's just not a demand for that much of an increase in bus service in our area. Rachel?
All right. Thanks, Robert. We look forward to your report tomorrow at 5. Well, if you have a story idea for Local 2 Investigates, call their tip line at 713-223-TIPS.